Hi, this is Carol Wisely in Radio Free Decipher, and I'm here with Tim Ellington from PD. Hi, Tim.
Good morning, Carol.
And Marcus from Marketing.
It is morning, Carol.
Thank you. And I managed to snare both these guys this morning because it struck me that it's quite some time since we've had a Star Trek discussion on Radio Free Decipher. So I found one of the main designers from Star Trek, and that's Tim, who you know because we've talked many times before, and Marcus, who is, as you know, the emissary for Star Trek within the marketing department and spends a lot of time promoting out on the road, and is very, very clued into the playing group of Star Trek. So, Tim, we're all anxiously awaiting Blaze of Glory, and we sort of feel that we've been anxiously awaiting it for some time now. Can you tell us how close we are to getting Blaze of Glory?
Well, we have finished most of the development now, and we're at the approval stages. We hope that that will go fairly quickly, and it's just a matter of production issues of printing, packaging, shipping, and those things. So, I would hope that by within 4 to 6 weeks we'll have it on the shelf.
So it's actually gone to Viacom Paramount for approval? You've finished your image selection, you've seen all the cards?
Yeah, we finished the image selection. We've finished primarily all of the design work. There are one or two little tweaks we still have to do based on some feedback we may get from Paramount. So some of the stuff has been sent for approval, and the other should go very shortly. So we're at that point now in the process.
Good. So 4 to 6 weeks, that's going to sort of put it like the middle of July, I would guess. That's our best estimation?
Yeah, probably somewhere in that range. Again, a lot of things really depend now on scheduling of things outside of Decipher, like printing and packaging and sorting and the things that happen, just the nuts and bolts of producing a product that, we schedule but we don't really have a lot of control over. But most of what we do is in the final stages.
So we'll look for it on the shelves. If it ships mid-July, guys, it's going to be on the shelves probably the end of July, beginning of August. So, Marcus, would you say there's high anticipation out there in the playing group?
I think that there's a lot of people looking forward to it. I know for myself, I'm looking forward to seeing what the Klingons and Romulans are going to pop out of the set. So that'll be something very interesting, as well as trying to look forward to see what product development has designed for some of the older cards to bring out of my binder so that I can start using some of those. So I think there's a lot of anticipation. There's been some talk about it on the list, and I've been out on the road recently, and a lot of people are definitely looking forward to it, and they are looking at the older cards and looking at the Dominion again and considering what the possibilities are from what we've already kind of hinted at is upcoming in the set. Well,
I can tell you that we've spent a lot of time trying to pull out the themes of battle in the set. Obviously, Blaze of Glory is a battle theme set. In order to do that, we looked at a lot of Klingons, a lot of Romulans, and some of the more warring races, and I'm happy to say that this set should include 3 of the great Klingon warriors, Kor, Kang, and Koloth. I'm excited about those guys. They've always been favorite characters of mine, and I think they're going to be really good cards in the game. I will add, though, that since we haven't got final approvals on everything, that if something doesn't show up that I talk about, don't lynch me, but we're hoping that all that goes in, and those are definitely planned for the set.
Well, for the non-Trekkie round the table, can you just say those names again so I get them fixed in my head?
They are Kor, Kang, and Koloth. All 3 have ties to the original series and made a reappearance on a Deep Space Nine episode, Blood Oath, in season 2, I think it was. And Kor actually came back in 2 other episodes as well, so he's well known in the Deep Space Nine storyline. And for the Trek universe in general, those 3 guys are 3 of the most famous Klingons we could do. And we actually had thought about doing them before, but we wanted to save them for this set because of the impact that they would have with the theme, and even in the packaging, you'll see where we're coming from with that.
Oh, cool. So, are you a Klingon player, Marcus?
I love Klingons. Matter of fact, I'm really looking forward to seeing Koloth because original series happens to be one of my favorite properties of all the Star Treks, and seeing Koloth in Trials and Tribulations and seeing him reappear again was just awesome. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him being played in my decks, and I'm looking forward to putting together some of those Klingon Armada decks with some of the larger vessels this time around. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens.
Cool.
Yeah, you also mentioned about the Dominion. again, with the battle theme, we wanted to try to capture some of the elements that are going on in the storyline now, and obviously the Dominion, the Jem'Hadar, are very battle-oriented. And so we are planning a card that will allow the Dominion to score points through battle.
Awesome.
That's something that some of the players have really been wanting, and it's something we've thought about for a while, but we kind of wanted to bring it in the proper context and the proper theme. So that's something that we're looking forward to. And I think it can add a little bit more excitement to the affiliation. You know, every affiliation, when we started off, we do the initial design, and we kind of have to gauge it and see where it goes. So we've made some adjustments with the Dominion to make battling a little more profitable, to borrow a Ferengi term, and to make it a little bit more viable for them to play. There are some cards that bring out more of the theme of the Jem'Hadar and of battling, make it a little bit easier for them. And on the other side, with the Founders and the sneakiness and the infiltrating, we've made some other things that are nasty for infiltrators to do to your ship or crew. And we've made it even easier for the Dominion to infiltrate through some other mechanisms that we've installed. So I think it's a good time to look at the Klingons and the Dominion for the warring races. The Cardassians and the Romulans are going to get some boosts as well through some of the capturing themes. We're redoing a lot of the capturing mechanisms for this set. There are new cards and new personnel that will make it especially easy for the Romulans and the Cardassians to capture, to interrogate, and torture. Torture is going to finally show its ugly head in this set.
How many lights do you see?
I'm just listening in awe.
So, all the affiliations are going to get, some personnel. There are no Borg in this set. I'll go ahead and say that. No Borg personnel. I'll say that. But there are going to be some affiliation sprinkled out for the Bajorans and Cardassians. Obviously, the Dominion, the Klingons and Romulans. There'll be a couple of Fed people too. So there's a lot of stuff in this set. It's not a hodgepodge, so to speak, because it really is battle related, and the capturing is also a predominant theme within the cards. So those are some of the the bigger points.
It's really cool to see when you're playing this game how the storyline is a little bit different and develops in different ways, because I think the game brings out new life into Star Trek that you don't normally see. So when the Dominion finally comes out with all this new ability and new strength and the desire to battle more, I'm really going to look forward to seeing the Dominion finally take the Alpha Quadrant, which is something they've had trouble doing in the show.
Yeah, well, and I hope they always have trouble getting the Alpha Quadrant, because that's where we live. But there are some other things, in the set as well. It's a battle-related set. Again, battle and capturing are probably the two of the most dominant themes, but there are other things in the set, as well. There are going to be some older ships that are going to get some matching commanders in this set, which is going to be good. And we've adjusted, some gameplay mechanisms based on current deck themes and things. We always try to go back and see what hot decks are and what maybe abusive decks are. So I can't let the cat out of the bag on a lot of stuff. I can just say that playing colonies are going to get a little bit more risky if you're depending on your colony to get the most of your points. And there are just several things in the set that I think are going to be more interactive, and of course that's always our goal when we're designing this, to try to make it a more interactive game.
What am I going to need to take out of my older sets and to start playing with, or what should I start trading for right now?
Well, if you don't have Kel and Tybok, you might want to trade for those guys, because they're going to get a little boost in this set. There are some cards that make them a little more attractive to put in your deck, especially if you're going to be playing Klingon and Romulan. Klingons are going to be, a great battle adversary for the Dominion now, and again, the Romulans. There's so many capturing-related things that the Romulans can do now, and the Cardassians. So, I think that's going to really be one of the best interactive elements that we're introducing.
Now, I know that you guys in the development of all of the sets, are continuously trying to come up with ways to balance the game and to make the game more fun, and make things on a more even keel. In the last couple of sets, we've started to see the appearance of the referee icon on a lot of cards to try to even those things out. What should we expect in Blaze of Glory?
Well, there are some more referee icons in Blaze of Glory. The full mechanic, though, isn't going to be fleshed out yet in this set. It will be coming soon, and when it does come out, it'll be obvious why it's not in Blaze of Glory. Again, that's one of those things that's still in development, so I can't say a lot about it other than the fact that when you see the full flushing out of the referee icon, you'll know why it's where it is.
After looking at this set even more, what's going to be the affiliation you're probably going to play with?
Well, I've always tended to play Klingon just because I like the aggressive nature and I like the flexibility. And
you surprise me, too.
I like blowing things up, you know.
Battle is good. Battle is fun.
So I can't wait to play with those Klingons. Those are going to be great, and there are going to be, you know, some surprises probably in those affiliations as well. So you know, it's going to be a lot of fun. You know, granted, I'm a little bit prejudiced since I've been working on it for the past 6 months, but you know, I'm excited about those cards coming out and what they can do for the game.
It's going to be awesome. You're going to get to play, aren't you, Kara?
Absolutely. It's time I learned to play this game.
We're going to have to sit her down. We're really going to have to teach her. And, you know, we're going to have to teach her how the whole battle thing works, because it really is probably one of the most fun things of the game. And Tim always gives me a hard time because I'm one of the worst ones for completing missions. I hit that 55-minute and the 60-minute time limit, you know, and I haven't completed one mission yet or even attempted one because I'm seeking battle out left and right. So I always get that hard time. But, yeah, we're definitely going to have to sit you down and teach you how to play.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll have to put my YJ decks away for a little while.
Yeah. Well, one other thing I'll add, too, is that with the new battle theme in the set and the new encouragement for battle, the side deck will allow you to not only inflict ship damage, but you'll also be able to affect your crews, and you can even battle facilities. I mean, which you can do now, but there may be even more incentive to do that. And because of that, we're also including a card that will allow you to beef up your facilities a little bit to, you know, make it a little bit more defensive, and maybe you can have this epic battle at Deep Space Nine with, you know, the opponent's Dominion fleet or Klingon fleet. So
I'd look forward to seeing all the photon torpedo launchers popping out of Deep Space Nine all of a sudden. Watch them, you know, spin around as they're taking out, you know, ships left and right. That would be awesome.
Well, now, since I'll ask you this marketing question, is there going to be some pop-up cards that PD doesn't know about yet?
You know what? We're still working on that scratchy thing, so you never know.
Cool. Well, I have a marketing question or a marketing point or something that I wanted to talk about, because there's been an awful lot of conjecture on the lists and a lot of rumors out there, but I think I can confirm today that there are foil cards in Blaze of Glory.
Yes, there are.
There are, definitely, because I have seen test sheets lying around the office for a little while now, and awesome test sheets.
I think they look fantastic. From the samples that I've seen so far, they just look awesome. I know at first I was probably one of the skeptics, but after seeing the process and after seeing some of the cards being done, they just look fantastic. And being a young Jedi player and seeing and being in awe of those particular foils, I really happen to think that Star Trek foils look better. But maybe that's
hard.
Maybe that's a bias thing. I don't know, but I think they look absolutely fantastic. Yeah,
they do look beautiful. They really do. Shiny objects, I love them. I mean, I love my YJ foils, and all of a sudden I'm like, okay, next one's going to be Star Trek. That's after I've got my Endor set, of course, because I think Endor's going to beat Blaze of Glory to the market by about 4 to 6 weeks. So
maybe not that much. Let's think positive.
So how many foils?
I believe there are 18.
Yeah.
Same type of program as in Endor.
And as in Young Jedi. So as soon as we get that, we'll put the details of the rarities and the stats up at some point in the pre-release process. But I'm very glad to say that they're there, and having seen them, I think everybody who buys, plays, collects, and has any involvement with Star Trek is actually going to really enjoy them.
I like putting those kind of things in my deck. I like watching those things pop out, and that's why I still play with my Black Border Premier, because it's fun to be able to play with that kind of stuff, and so I'm going to look forward to having some of those foils on the table.
Good. Well, same here. Tim, I'd just let you and Marcus ramble on. It's great to listen to you. As you guys know, I'm not a player of Trek, so a lot of this just goes over my head, but we'll change that maybe. Most
of the time when Tim and I are discussing things, it's usually in some sort of aggravation or this and that, because it's been a long time, and we realize this, and for Tim and I, it's been one of our fights to continuously try to get Blaze of Glory going and get it out and try to get it out into their hands. And So we do have those arguments on occasion, but for the most part, Tim and I are working really well together, and it's really nice to see some of the camaraderie between marketing and product development now over this particular product, so that we can get this out in the way that Decipher does and in the best way possible, so that everyone out there likes it and we like it. We're just going to keep playing with it. So
you guys play against each other a lot.
On occasion, but he harasses me a lot of times just because, like I said, about me not attempting any missions. So I'm out there for the battle. I'm out there for the fight. So that's why I'm looking forward to the set.
Yeah, well, see, there are some selfish reasons for me wanting the set to come out too. So, because whenever I play Marcus and he does something I don't like, I'll go back and try to do a card that'll get him back next time.
And he does it well, let me tell you.
Yeah, I've got a couple of new Chula dilemmas that I designed just for you.
Oh, beautiful.
Well, that's great, guys. Thanks for talking to me about Trek, and I'm really excited to get this new product out there, and we'll start previewing it on the web within the next few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as those cards are approved, we might even put a couple of them up on the site.
That'd be great.
That'll be awesome.
Keep me informed.
All right. Thanks, Carol.
Thanks, Tim. Marcus. Well, I have a couple of pieces of Star Wars news before we leave Radio Free today, although most of it was dedicated to Trek. So I've just found Justin, and Juz, I want to talk to you a little bit about Young Jedi and where we are with that. I think we made the announcement about the misprint on EOP and the Battle Droid card.
We did indeed, the Battle Droid Infantry in the green deck building colour.
And just go over those two again.
Yep, not a problem. The EOP, which is the light side weapon, was printed with no counters on the deploy, just under the little picture in the left-hand corner. And, of course, should have been one counter, while on the other hand, the Battle Droid Infantry from the Sith was printed with 3, and is the only Battle Droid with 3, is very easy to recognise, and should be 2, as the other Battle Droids are.
Okay, good. And I understand that we have a further announcement on that. That's
we do
going to go
indeed.
up on the website today.
Will go up on the website today, imminently, and that is that we are actually putting out a replacement card offer. Similar, if you remember from a long time ago, the Asteroid Sanctuary offer. But it's simply people who can get the address from the website will be sending and mailing in for us any number of those 2 cards that they want in the one package, sending us a self-addressed envelope. Doesn't need to be stamped. We'll cover the return postage anywhere in the world, and we will, as soon as we can fill the order, send them back with the proper counters.
So we'll have reprinted cards for those 2.
Absolutely. Will be identical except for the correction.
Great. Well, that's good to hear, and we'll get that notice up today, and those cards will be available within a few weeks, I would imagine. And tell me where Young Jedi is apart from that. I mean, I believe our PD guys must be well on with Jedi Council now.
You are right, because I actually managed to have my first run through the Jedi Council card list. Bit of a run through, bit of a look, bit of a squiz. I can't give out too many teasers, but
oh no, not at this time. I know I'd be in trouble, but
I enjoyed myself.
I guess Coruscant's going to be the place to be from now on.
Certainly is, the Jedi Council, and as the name belies, there's a few Jedis in this set.
I bet. Well, I hope the dark side keeps in balance.
Well, I don't think it'll be too much of a problem.
Good. Well, we're really excited, and that's going to be out later in the summer. I have no idea when yet, but I would guess August. August before we see Jedi Council, but from what I hear, Young Jedi is certainly being played more and more and more on a daily basis.
Do you mean by me?
I still have trouble stopping people playing it in the department when we're supposed to be working, so yes.
Well, any game you can fit 2 games in during the coffee break, that's all good to me.
Which of the many coffee breaks would that be?
Oh, this would be 7 and 8. Yeah. Yeah. For all my friends back home, I've just got to keep that illusion up that I'm just having the dream job, doing no work, looking at new cards before you've seen them. And Australia actually just got the movie to episode 1 only, yesterday.
Oh, man, yeah.
So I'm getting all the emails from my friends back home now saying what they thought of the movie.
Oh, that's exciting. Well, I saw it again last night, so it was my 4th viewing, I think.
It was fun for me to write that back and tell them I saw the 4th viewing too.
Yeah, still love that duel at the end. Still my favourite. That and the pod race. Okay, well, let's just move on to Endor, which is 3 weeks away, 4 weeks away. June 30th is what we're still targeting. You excited?
I am. I actually just proofed the card list for going up on the website soon. I don't know the exact date when that goes up, but people will start to get an idea of the cards that are in there. And looks good. What I haven't managed to see yet is the final versions of the foils.
Oh, no, I saw an early test. I have not seen, well, there were some variations that they might have gone with, but I have no idea which ones they selected.
I'm in the same boat. They're like hen's teeth. Everyone's keeping their eyes peeled.
Absolutely. It's those teddy bears I'm waiting for. Tell me about Endor at Origins.
Yep, a recent discussion and a result that came out on the squadron list, I think it was yesterday, and probably advertised on the discussion list also for Star Wars. And that is that Endor will be legal everywhere from the street date, which is Wednesday, June the 30th.
We hope. That's not confirmed yet, but
Except for it will not be allowed for the immediately following that date, the Open at Origins.
and that Open is the first time that that we'll get a confirmed finalist at the World Finals, apart, of course, from the returning champions. So we're excluding Endor, which will have only released 2 or 3 days before that event. We're excluding it from the Open. So all you guys out there who are planning to head to Columbus for Origins, don't worry, you can build your decks now because you can't be putting Endor in them. Now, I believe we are going to have a lot of Endor events at Origins.
Indeed. There'll be the booster drafts, the specific Endor booster drafts, which play very well. And I believe there is also a team event or similar, and it will be legal for all other events, even at Origins. It's just the Open that we're not allowing it. So if you are one of those people who gets early access to the cards and likes to be one of the first to go through and find the strategy that suits you, you can, of course, bring both your decks. Bring your team-tailored and already practiced up to special edition decks for the Open, and then bring your other decks, your more funky Ewok decks, to
the team event or some of the fun events that we have going on.
Give the furries a run.
Well, I'm really excited about Endor, and it's a while now since we've had a classic release, and it'll be good to be back with the old favourite, and maybe even take us away from playing Young Jedi for a little while.
Well, I don't think that'll be too much of a problem. That'll definitely happen. But you can always put a Young Jedi game in between, Endor booster drafts.
That's true. Well, I'm gonna take part in an Endor booster draft because then I'll know the cards.
That'd
be
nice.
Any surprises?
I think I'll rely on all our listeners out there to drop by the booth sometime and give me a quick game.
Yeah, great.
See what they've come up with.
Good. Well, thanks, Justin. That's all the news today.
That's quite all right.
And we'll be talking to you guys again next week.
And we're not issuing a translation in print. I'm sorry if you can't understand the accent. That's just you're just going to have to cope with it.
Well, I've been going through that one for a while. Okay, thanks and bye.
See ya.